Hi, I'm Daniel Waller and I have a massive passion for movies and I've got the opportunity to interview some of the biggest names in Hollywood. My first interview is with two-time Academy Award winner Jodie Foster on her latest movie, The Beaver, starring Mel Gibson. She both co-stars and directs this movie, so let's take a look.
This is the story of Walter Black, a hopelessly depressed individual. The successful and loving family man he used to be has gone missing. And no matter what he's tried, Walter can't seem to bring him back.
What's that?
It's a brain. Mom says yours got broken.
What are the challenges of directing yourself in a movie?
It's not easy, and it's a very bad idea to direct yourself in a movie. I've been joking about that for a long time. My first film I directed myself, and I said I would never do it again, and then lo and behold, here I am. I mean, you have to have a number of things. You have to be not neurotic about acting, and neither Mel nor I are very neurotic about acting, so I knew that that was going to be an easy thing to... most of my scenes are with him. I knew it was going to be easy to act and direct with him because he's a great actor-director. The only thing I regret is that I usually just get 2 takes and move on, and I don't have enough options.
So you only ever take 2 takes?
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
Well, on myself.
Okay, of course.
Yeah.
So I was doing a lot of research on you, looking into the movie, and I come across a clip when I saw you getting an Academy Award in 1989. And you said that this is such a big deal, yet my life is so simple.
Yeah.
22 years later, is your life still simple?
It's a lot less simple, but I think at the basics, at the elementary level, you know, my priorities are still the same. Mm-hmm. Love, work, and family. Yeah. Those are the 3 things. And really, what else is there? I mean, there really isn't anything else. And anything else you do is really a distraction from those things.
Excellent. So then, a great line in the movie was when it was Nora at her valedictorian speech.
Yes.
And she said, everything is going to be okay, and that's just kind of a lie.
Yeah, it's a lie. 6 words that everybody lies to you for your whole life.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be okay. And what if it isn't? And that's, I think, on a film that talks about depression, it talks about it on the whole spectrum. So there's clinical depression, chemical depression. You need medication, and even talk therapy is not going to work. You need to go to a sanitarium, get help immediately. But on the furthest side of the spectrum, there is sadness and in all of our lives. And people die at 40 from cancer, and your parents get older, and your children disappoint you. And what do you do with all of that feeling, with all those unresolved injustices? Do you say, forget about it and go play ping pong? Or, you know, do you ruminate and think about it and try to get through it? And I think that that's the answer to both of those questions. How do you get through it? Is you have to understand that you're not alone.
Hello? The person who handed you this card is under the care of a prescription puppet. Walter, what the hell is this?
Henry, mate. Could see if you can find that varnish we was talking about.
There's another great part that I liked about the movie was the whole memory box, like when Walter and Henry made the memory box, and then your character Meredith made the memory box for Walter.
Yes.
If you had a memory box,
yes,
what would be the first thing in your memory box?
Well, my memory box would be my movies, you know. I think the movies, not even so much the movies I've acted in, but the movies I've directed, I think there isn't anything more me than that. And yet they're stories about other people. Yeah. But they are the most essential reminders of who I am.
Mm-hmm. And then getting on to the character Walter, doing my research I saw that there was other actors in line for the character. I see that Jim Carrey and Steve Carell.
Uh-huh.
Why did you choose Mel?
Well, Steve Carell was on the film before I came on, and his dates were in conflict. Him and the director's dates were in conflict, and so they left immediately. And as soon as they left, I jumped in. Mm-hmm. And Jim Carrey was a choice among many, and Mel was really my first choice, and I had to make that decision very quickly because there were a lot of actors circling around the part. I just felt like he had the right combination of lightness and wit, and he could handle that part, that sort of the beginning part that's quite light and funny. But quickly really understand the baggage of struggle and how to portray that on screen in an incredibly deep and honest way.
So with Mel, did you have any reservations with him being in the public eye so much?
Well, he wasn't in the public eye so much when we made the movie.
Okay,
it really was afterwards. But I had no reservations. The right actor is the right actor for the part. I've worked with him, and I've known him for many years, so I know the man I know, who is extremely kind and totally professional and fun to be around. And just an incredibly good friend and a good person.
Yeah.
So that's the man I know, and that's the man that showed up for work and who gave this extraordinary performance, and that I'm totally grateful for.
And then with the Beaver, I just his accent was fantastic. Was it purposely a British accent that you chose to do that?
It was always a British accent, even in the script. But I think Mel really decided on this particular Cockney accent. There's a lot of Ray Winston there because he's a good friend of his, and he did some calling back and forth.
I actually looked up on Wikipedia to see if Ray Winston done it because I thought he sounded exactly like him. So.
Yeah, he does. Even the gruffness of the voice and all of that. He definitely is channeling Ray Winston, and we felt like that was the right. The Beaver is everything that Walter isn't.
Yeah.
He's working class. He's a leader, he's vital, and he's a no-nonsense guy. He keeps his emotions at bay, and that's kind of the character of the puppet. Walter is the opposite of all those things.
Look here. I'm sick. Do you want to get better? Who are you? I'm the Beaver, Walter. And I'm here to save your damn life.
Jodie Foster, thank you so much
Thank you.
for talking with me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Oh, my pleasure.
Meeting you, and brilliant movie again.
Sure.
So thank you very much.
Where do we start?
You start with a good part.
My next movie is I Am Number 4, where I got the chance to meet both Alex Pettyfer and his co-star Dianna Agron from Glee. I went to San Mateo and I interviewed them both in Hot Topic, and I also found out Alex's favourite football team. Let's have a look.
There were 9 of us who escaped.
9 infant aliens who closely resemble humans lead their home planet Lorien to hide on Earth. These last children of Lorien can be killed only in the sequence of their numbers.
Number 1 was killed in Malaysia. Number 2 was murdered in England. Number 3 was hunted down in Kenya.
Alex Pettyfer is number 4, and it is he who is destined to die next.
You can only be killed in sequence.
What number am I? I'm number 4. I'm next.
But don't be fooled with his American accent. This lad is from England. I caught up with him in San Francisco this week, where we discussed football, co-star Dianna Agron, and his director, DJ Caruso. I mean, back home, all your friends must be sitting there thinking, Alex is, he's gone from Burberry model now to Hollywood movie star. I mean, are they impressed with that?
No.
They're not?
No, they're just pissed off that I'm not playing football with them.
Really?
Yeah.
And football, who's your team?
Arsenal.
Arsenal, I'm a Tottenham fan, so...
No, my dad's Tottenham, so...
I think we've done you 3-2 as well not that long ago.
Look at this, trying to embarrass me on screen.
Sorry. Now, being a big-time Hollywood actor, I asked Alex what it was like working with director DJ Caruso.
DJ is someone I aspired to work with, and I'm so lucky and fortunate that he gave me the opportunity to. And he's made an amazing movie, a really heartwarming, very real movie. And Diana's this kind of classic movie star and brings this lightness to the movie.
The leading lady is Glee's very own Dianna Agron, and I found out how she found the transition from hit TV show to Hollywood movie.
It's amazing. It's any chance you have to explore a new character is always fun for an actor because there's a new way they speak and dress and their mannerisms, all those things that you get to start fresh with. And in some ways the show prepared me, I should say, for a movie because we shoot it very much like a movie with the wide crane shots and just the big movement, all of the steady camera around. It was awesome.
Dianna and Alex now have an off-screen romance. So how did they find working with each other?
It's good. I mean, all my friends watched Glee and kind of wanted to know how she was in the movie, and she's amazing in the movie, and she really brings this lightness to the movie. So I'm very lucky to work with her.
A place is only as good as the people you know in it.
He's a great guy. He's so talented in this film. You guys will see the hard work that he put in, and he really showed up and did the work and didn't complain about anything. He would come back with bruises and scars and things like that. And yeah, I think people will have fun watching him.
With Dianna still heavily involved in Glee, what is next for Alex?
I got 2 more movies coming out this year, which I'm very proud of. Got Beastly, which is like a modern day Beauty and the Beast, and then I got this movie called Now, which is brilliant, really cool. It's kind of futuristic, but kind of old school as well.
Excellent. So I'm Daniel Waller in San Bruno with Alex Pettyfer for howyoguys.co.uk.
Thank you very much, buddy.
Alex, good man.
Thank you.
Who are you?
Number 6.
You're more powerful together.
My next movie is Disney's 50th animated movie, Tangled. It brings the fairy tale of Rapunzel to the big screen, and I got the chance to speak with both Mandy Moore and her co-star Zachary Levi, who played Flynn Rider and Rapunzel. Let's take a look. Tangled is Disney's 50th animated movie. It's a story of Rapunzel locked away for 18 years due to her magical hair. She's finally rescued by her Prince Charming, Flynn Rider. Unfortunately, he's the kingdom's greatest thief.
They just can't get my nose right.
I got to meet them both in San Francisco recently when they were here to promote their movie. Singer-actress Mandy Moore plays Rapunzel and TV star Zachary Levi plays Flynn Rider. It's been disputed that both Mandy and Rapunzel have a lot in common. Mandy believes there are similarities and told us she learnt a lot from her character.
She's kind of a fearless girl, and she has moxie, if you will.
Gumption.
Gumption. I don't know if I necessarily have those same attributes, but I try, and at least maybe I could learn a thing or two from her as well.
I've been looking out a window for 18 years.
Well, it's easy for you to say.
So what qualities did Zach see in his character? Flynn Rider's kind of like the Jack the Lad, kind of like good with the women, and he's cheeky and
cheeky. Come on.
How you?
Let's go.
And how are you like Flynn? Flynn Rider?
Well, I'll tell you what, there, Daniel. Flynn is he's a charming bugger, isn't he?
I didn't want to have to do this, but you leave me no choice. Here comes the smolder.
I hope I'm not anything like that on that level, but. Well, what you say, Mandy? No, but he's, look, he's a charming, fun guy, and I hope that I possess some of those qualities, and he makes some really heroic decisions at the end.
For Mandy and Zach, this was their first animated movie together, but how did they get such good chemistry on set?
Miraculous, considering that we didn't get to record any of the dialogue together.
We recorded the duet together, but that was halfway through the process of making the film. And yeah, I thought at some point in time we would be sort of in the same room to read some of the bigger scenes between Flynn and Rapunzel, but that never happened. So it's a testament to the directors for sort of seamlessly sort of creating this chemistry out of thin air.
With the message in the movie being about big dreams, what is next for Zach and Mandy?
Live your dream.
I will.
Your dream stinks. I was talking to her.
I'm a big musical theater nerd, so to be on Broadway, to do theater one day would be kind of like the ultimate dream.
Anything in particular?
No, not necessarily. I mean, it means so much to me that it has to be the right show and the right time, but that's something I aspire to do at some point. I don't know.
I'd love to be able to continue to do what we're doing now, what I'm doing now, acting and directing more and writing and producing and kind of. I'd love to run my own little micro studio and be able to make the art, whatever that is, music, television, film that I really believe in and that I think really services the audiences that I love.
You can see Zach and Mandy in Disney's newest movie, Tangled, out today. I'm Daniel Waller, reporting for the Academy of Art University's K-Art News.
Let down your help.
My next interview is with two of the scariest guys in Hollywood. They created the Saw franchise and now Insidious. Let's see what James Wan and Leigh Whannell had to say. Thinking up these kind of these plots, I mean, where do you get these ideas from?
I don't know. I think we're just attracted to this sort of stuff. This sort of
really messed up childhood. I don't want to get into it.
Yeah.
So for you guys, like as individuals, do you believe in ghosts?
Yes. Yes, I do, but I haven't seen one for myself.
Okay. And have you had a experience or?
He has, but he doesn't like to talk about it.
I want to say no.
So I mean, with the script, it's kind of like, the young boy, and then there's like demons, and they're looking to find, you know, this body to kind of enter for themselves. If you two were demons, whose body would you go for?
Interesting. Many different ways to answer.
Scarlett Johansson. Have a good time.
Maybe
I shouldn't have jumped at that one so quickly.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have taken a bit
And what would
more
you do if you were Scarlett Johansson?
This is PG rated. I don't want to get into
How
it.
do you know it's PG? It's for online. I'd go. I'd jump into Ryan Reynolds' body and then go fuck the shit out of James. And I'd be like, now who's fucking who, buddy? This is what you did to my script.
I mean, but making these scripts and, you know, like the store and just kind of thinking it up and things like that, do you ever get called weird?
We get called weird regardless, so might as well do it and make money from it. No, I mean, you look at Leigh and I, you know, like when people meet us, they expect us to be really scary-looking guys covered in tats or whatever, right? We cannot be any more conservative-looking.
For yourself.
We're very straight, conventional people.
You just can't see my tattoos because I'm wearing clothes. If I take these clothes off, I look like an Etch-a-Sketch tag.
What would you say is the scariest horror movie that you two have seen?
Wow. For me, it's probably still The Shining, because it can still scare me now as much as it did when I first saw it, which is always a great test that it continually scares you like that.
Suspenseful scary for me kind of is more like Jaws. Scary, moody scary, I should say. I find films like The Sixth Sense, The Others, to be sublimely made movies.
Well, I mean, it was a great film, and you know,
oh, thank you.
It definitely made me close my eyes a few times. But guys, thank you very much.
No
for
worries,
your time,
thank
man.
you.
Bro, thanks to you so much,
Keep up
mate.
the good work.
Thank you.
Absolutely brilliant.
Thanks
Thank
for
you,
talking
thank
to
you,
us.
man.
And my next interview is with Morgan Spurlock, from the creator of Super Size Me. He presents the greatest movie ever sold, a whole movie all about advertisement and product placement. Let's see what Morgan had to say.
So what I want to do is make a film all about product placement, marketing, and advertising, where the entire film is funded by product placement, marketing, and advertising. So ultimately what we want to try and do is create what is the Iron Man of documentaries. Everything from top to bottom is branded from beginning to end. First time ever documentary with collector cups.
They're going to be on that like a wet t-shirt. Is there a plot?
This is the movie right now.
I think the thing to do is go get a client.
Can we please get Mane and Tail to be the sponsor?
We actually had a little bit of interaction on Twitter during the week.
We did.
And it said that you like a specific beer. I'm not going to say the name because this is all about advertising, your movie. I actually emailed them, this company. I said, look, I'm doing this interview with Morgan Spurlock because, you know, after watching all your interviews, I'm kind of, you know, thinking, no, I need a bit of this.
That's right.
So I sent them an email. I said, look, do you want to sponsor my interview? And I put some commercials in it, and
they said,
and they said no. Hence the brown paper bags.
They are obviously not the greatest beverage.
They're not.
They're not.
That's why I've got a pom as well.
Palm Wonderful is the greatest beverage.
Yeah. There you go. So, do you care to have one now?
Oh yeah,
it's quite early in the morning,
absolutely.
so
there you
I
go.
think there you go. I'll give you that one,
Cheers,
and then
man.
we can just enjoy this.
Now we're like winos.
For you, if you had to have your life kind of sponsored by a brand, what brand would you choose?
Wow, your whole life? That's a really good question. Well, I would probably say something along the lines of what was in this bag and they wouldn't talk to us, because that would be, I feel like that's pretty right on spot on with who I am. Or there's some kind of an airline so you could travel. Like an airline would be a good one too, so you could go wherever you wanted forever.
Yeah. So in the movie, one of my favourite quotes, it was quite early at the beginning, and you said that you kind of like weird things. What's the weirdest thing that you like?
That's a good question. Nobody's actually ever asked that question in the interviews. What's the weirdest thing that I like? Gosh, I'm trying to think of the weirdest thing. I know the weirdest thing that I don't like, which is probably which is the other thing. It's like I hate cotton, like cotton balls, like cotton pads. Like I can't touch cotton. I can't be around it. So that's like
when people say like chewing on cotton wool and things like that.
Oh, I can't even think about it. Like literally, I just got a shudder like through me. Like the idea of chewing on cotton. Like I get chills all over me right now.
There you go. I just gave Morgan Spurlock the chills.
That's right. But the weirdest thing that I like, I tell you the weirdest thing that I love horror films. And not only like horror films, but like gore horror films.
Yeah, okay.
Like when I was a kid, the movie that made me want to make movies was Scanners, the David Cronenberg film, where when Michael Ironside made that guy's head explode in the movie, like that made me want to make movies more than anything. So I think probably like slasher gore films are probably the weirdest thing I like.
Pretty cool. So, you know, again, it's advertising.
Yeah.
So you've actually kind of like made me kind of think, because, you know, I'm a student and I'm trying to get myself out there and I'm doing interviews, so hence...
Look, there's product placement right there.
DanielJWaller.com. But not only that's my website, you can also follow me on Twitter at Daniel J. Waller. Morgan was my 115th follower, so
yes, I was.
You can also follow me on Twitter as well.
I agree.
So then, you know, Supersize Me.
Yeah.
Did you call McDonald's to try and get a sponsor for this movie?
Absolutely, because well, the whole idea behind The Greatest Movies, we wanted to make a documentary blockbuster, a docbuster.
Yeah.
And to make a docbuster, you know, just like a Blockbuster, you got to have a fast food partner.
Okay.
You know, you got to get your toys in the Happy Meals and in the kids' meals. So we called McDonald's. Of course, they never called me back. Big surprise. We called Burger King. We called Taco Bell. I mean, I really wanted In-N-Out to do it. I was like, In-N-Out, this is perfect for you. I said, we won't make like, we'll create a meal, but it won't be like an unhappy meal, but it'll be like maybe like a displeased meal, you know, that we could sell there. And no, they wanted nothing to do with it. I was bummed.
So if McDonald's come back to you and they said, okay, we'll pay for the whole movie, the whole, what, 1.5 million.
Yeah.
But you've got to eat McDonald's for another 30 days. What would you say to them?
That would have been a real...
absolutely everything.
That would have been a real ethical dilemma. And they say you have to exercise like 3 times a day. Yeah. You got to eat like nothing but salads.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if I was the CEO of McDonald's, and obviously he's seen your movie and he's, you know, you kind of screwed him over a little bit. And, man, I'll try and screw you back over.
He's like, I'm going to show that jerk what's up right now.
You have to eat it 4 times a day for 30 days. So then staying on to the fast food, you've got Sheets, and they, in one of the interviews, the CEO said...
He said, Morgan's an idiot, all the people who sponsored this film are idiots.
Are all idiots.
Morgan is an idiot, and he thinks all of Americans are idiots, and all the people who sponsored this film are idiots.
Mm-hmm. Have you proven him wrong?
That I'm an idiot?
I mean, he says that American idiots, you're idiots, I mean... But for the companies, I mean, I think you've proven them all of them wrong.
Yeah, I think the companies in this film come off great. Mm-hmm. Literally, because we probably called 600 companies to sponsor this movie, of which 15 said yes. You know, for the initial film premiere that we had at Sundance. So you got to think, out of all those hundreds and hundreds of brands, only 15 were even brave enough to like give up control. And that was the biggest reason why nobody would do this, because we got final cut of the movie. Yeah. Like they didn't get to tell us what to put in it. They didn't tell us how to edit the film. We made the film we wanted to make. And so yeah, I think they come off great, and I think the film, you know, the film does 2 things. The film kind of gets to have its cake and eat it too. Mm-hmm.
This is like the first movie that's got commercials in it. Right. First movie ever with commercials in it. Were you to put your hands up and take responsibility if, you know, Avatar 2 has got Dr. Pepper commercials in it?
And then suddenly I'm to blame?
Yeah, are you gonna, you know?
That'll be my legacy.
I can see like immediate outrage just kind of like chasing you. Like,
yeah. Spurlock ruined it for all of us. Yeah, it's like, well, I remember how upset I was the first time I went to a movie theater and they started showing commercials before the movies. And so I remember it was like a Diet Coke commercial, and I was like, oh, this is terrible. It's one of the worst things I've ever seen. How could they do this? And everybody was outraged. Everybody was unhappy. They can't show commercials before the movies. That this is a special place. It's sacred. And now nobody cares. Now it literally is 20 minutes of commercials before the trailers and then the movie. The one thing I hope doesn't happen is that I hope no one follows our lead and puts commercials in a movie.
And I think it's pretty time for another advertisement. So you can also follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/Daniel J. Waller. So I've also had an idea about a documentary. So I thought, you know, Morgan Spurlock's here. You know, I'm sure you're open to ideas. I'm sure you're gonna
pitch me a good idea.
So I'm going to pitch you an idea.
Okay.
So I'm thinking we need to do. It's called the $1 Million Dare.
Okay.
So basically, there's a talent.
You.
Yeah.
You're the guy.
There's a producer.
Me.
Yeah.
Good. I like it already.
Movie. Okay. So basically, I'm going to travel around the United States, and I'm going to like scrounge $1 million. Okay. So I'm going to go to a random person on the street. How much are you going to pay me to do something? And then obviously it's going to start. We're going to go to like the smaller kind of states, and it's going to be like.
And what are they paying you to do? Like, are they paying you
$10 to eat that piece of old pizza that's on the floor?
Right.
All right, I'll do that. Go to a nightclub, and they'll be like, pick the worst looking girl, and if you go and kiss her, you know, we'll give you $10. And then obviously I'm going to be like, during the movie, it's going to be like, oh, I'm going to be bored, and I'm going to need more revenue.
That's a lot of bets. That's a lot of bets to get to $1
so
million.
then I'm going to go to the bigger companies or the bigger people, like the funnier people, and then, you know, maybe I heard about one the other day where like someone offered someone $500,000 to get a boob job, breast implants for a male. You know, I mean, I don't think I'll go that far. So, you know,
but there was a guy who already did. There was a guy who
and-
already did that. There was a guy who already got breast implants.
Oh, really?
Like there was a guy, his friend bet him to get breast implants.
Yeah.
Like it was just a bet between two friends.
Yeah.
And he goes, if you do it, you know, I'll give you like $100,000. So we'll go through. I want to hear the rest of this, but I wanted to tell you the story because the story's great.
Yeah.
And so the friend said, you won't get breast implants, and he said, sure I will. So the guy he goes, if you get breast implants and keep them, I'll pay for you to have them. If you keep them for a year, it was like $100,000. He was going to give him, or $50,000. And so the guy got breast implants and kept them for the whole year.
Wow, I don't think I could go that far. But you know, it's TV, so you know, we can talk about it and we can write some contracts up and things like that.
Okay.
Like that. So then I'm going to travel around America and doing the most craziest things.
I love that you're in a Speedo right there.
Yeah.
See, this is very much like the show that we did. This is very much like I Bet You Will.
Yeah, and then I'm going to say to you, are you in?
Are you in? I like this.
And then
I
you're
like
going to say,
idea.
turn the camera off, and then you're going to tell me no. Just like in the movie.
So can you help me? I need help.
I can help.
Okay. Good. Awesome. Okay.
Turn the camera off.
I thought turn the camera off meant let's have an off-the-record conversation. Turns out it really means we want nothing to do with your movie.
Well, Morgan, I just want to thank you so much
Cheers, man.
for coming in.
Great to meet you.
And
It's fun.
seeing with us. It's a
fun.
great movie. It's in cinemas April 22nd. It's Palm Wonderful's the greatest movie ever sold. Here with Morgan Spurlock.
Palm Wonderful presents the greatest movie ever sold.
Where should I be able to go where I don't see one bit of advertising?
To sleep.
So if you want to follow one of the greatest Twitter accounts you can, I recommend @DanielJ.Waller.
So that is my top 5 celebrity interviews. You can go to danieljwaller.com to check all of my interviews out. Thanks for watching.